Ready to hear something good that's going to change your life for the better? I'm Rebecca, and one of my gifts is that I help you get the messages that are going to change your life. And guess what? I also teach you how to get your own messages. Today, this morning in my meditation, Thoth, the who wrote the Emerald Tablets, over 36,000 years old, gave me a message in writing so that I could give it to you. Now, I'm going to recommend two books. This is by the original guy who was guided by Thoth to find the Emerald Tablets and translate them. And then there's another translation I like by Billy Carson. The print is bigger and he makes a whole lot of notes. So, are you ready to hear what Thoth had to say to me this morning? Also, if you're watching live in the chat, I will be taking questions at the end of the transmission. So, I had it transcribed already, and that'll be available to you later. But here's what Thoth wants me to talk about worship and how it can be good for you and how it has been used wrongly. Now, in the dictionary, the definition of worship is a feeling or expression of reverence and adoration for a deity. Now, that doesn't sound bad, does it? Like, how could that be harmful? We will discover how it could be harming you if you're doing it with the old implanted mindset. Hang on. Thoth speaks. We all have wisdom hidden inside of us. And he says because he was once very human, and he, over years and years and years, he ascended to immortality. Sometimes we've made soul agreements with beings of light to help awaken us. We, as humans, have lost much of our consciousness when we come into this incarnation. Beings of light have not. When they're in their being of light state, they have all their consciousness. Thoth wants you to know that many beings of light have incarnated as humans, even angels, even deity figures, to have that experience of advancing their soul. That is the advantage of calling on a being of light, because they have the memories. They are aware of their power. They are aware of your power that you are not feeling. And they are aware of memories of many existences, not just theirs, but yours. Here's something very beneficial. And this is one reason why different beings of light come to us in different phases of our life. The beings of light are aware of all that we plan to accomplish in this lifetime, even year by year, moment by moment, respecting free will, beloveds. They remember all the times that we were very, very powerful. They remember all the times that we incarnated on different planets and different solar systems. So you might be thinking, well, do they feel sad when they see us struggling now? And Thoth says the answer is no. They incarnated in human states and they struggled. When they see us struggling, they admire us more for our courage to incarnate without our memories and seemingly without our powers. So, if you feel attracted to a certain being of light at different times in your life, be encouraged. Why? You have a soul agreement with that being of light. Thoth continues. Do not bow down to them in worship, as in feeling lower than them. For beloveds, this makes the communication they wish to give you more difficult. There you are. I'm lower than a worm. Please help me, help me. They're here to help. You know what? Because you're already part of one another. You are equals in power and grace. You have a soul agreement. It is only that your memories are buried and they cannot rise to the surface as long as you feel lower than, unworthy. This is a mind implant, not from the beings of light. Feeling lower than and unworthy is the most vile teaching that has ever been implanted in the consciousness of humanity. That's false humility. And we are taught this in almost every religion on this planet. Bowing down, teaching, being unworthy, lower than a worm, crawling on the floor, can be found in almost every holy scripture, no matter the religion. This mind implant has permeated everywhere. Now, Thoth continues. He's coming in here a little bit as we go along, more than what he gave me this morning. There is good benefit in respecting of a deity and admiration of a deity, even praise of a deity, yet feeling lower than. Why? Because you lost your memories? That serves no one, certainly not the light being that you are trying to partner with. And Thoth is telling me right now that in some of the lifetimes, you were a deity figure. You went back and forth. Is a father greater than his son? Is a teacher greater than their student? Authority figures simply have more wisdom and experience. And you know what? Some authority figures have even used their power in abusive ways. I'm not saying beings of light, but parents, teachers, even many spiritual teachers get off into some la la land and begin to want to be bowed down to. Thoth continues from the message this morning. We have spoken about bowing down to Rebecca many times, not bowing down to me, but the topic of bowing down. And there is only one pure purpose for bowing down before any being. And that pure purpose is to receive a blessing. The oil of blessing flows downwards from the crown and all through the body. A knight kneels before the queen to receive his knighthood. Bowing down is sometimes used to show respect, true respect, not respect out of fear of retribution. This is evil. If any being demands that you bow down or be punished, they are not a being of light. All souls were created as equals. Some were assigned certain offices to hold. All have free will. I hear some of your questions coming in the back of my mind. Hold those and I will take care of them. Thoth is here with us. Here's something that I never thought about that Thoth said to me. Many have switched back and forth between light and dark existence in different lifetimes. Many have switched. This time I'm a good guy. This time I'm a bad guy. And he will give us more on that in another transmission. Whether we are incarnated in a physical body right now or roaming the cosmos as free spirits, we are all equal and we can all choose. It is our choices in many lifetimes that are evolving our souls. Sometimes we choose to go backwards to what appears to a less evolved state. And that's because we feel the need to examine and work on a tiny little piece of something that we feel we missed. That tiny little thing can feel like a burr under the saddle until we clear it. So never despair over the position that you're holding in this lifetime. You chose it. If you feel ready to change something, it's okay and wonderful to call upon a being of light to assist you. Beloved, do this in partnership, not because you feel lower or unworthy or powerless, although sometimes You do feel powerless because you struggle and struggle and struggle, and that is the time to be still. The moment you think of a deity figure, they're already a part of you. Begin each partnership with a simple request. And you know what that simple request is? Not flailing around in desperation. Help me, I'm going to die. Although sometimes we feel like that. The simple request is help me remember. Help me remember what I need to know to get out of this mess. Help me remember who I am. Help me remember the divinity within me. Help me remember that I am worthy. The being of light knows what you need to remember first. See, sometimes we want to remember everything at once and take off like a rocket. And sometimes we need to take little baby steps, almost always. Now, whenever the being of light starts gently giving you correspondence messages, it will always be kind and loving. Always, always, always. If you hear the critical voice coming in, reminding you of guilt or shame, then you stand in your authority and you rebuke it. You can even say that. I rebuke you, critical voice. Feels good to say that. Say it with me. I rebuke you, critical voice. And then you get quiet and still till you hear the voice of love. I am your eternal friend and guide, Thoth the Atlantean. So now I'm ready to check the chat and take some questions and my gratitude for that message. So when you see me leaning, I'm getting a bigger monitor soon because I'm reading the chat. Okay. Oh, so validated. Okay, I'm not really seeing any questions right now. This would be the time if you'd like to have a question for Thoth in the chat box. I'll be checking back in just a minute. While I'm waiting to see if there's any question, I want to tell you about something that's coming up. If you're interested in the Emerald Tablets, if you're interested in really being partnered with Thoth, what is coming up is something he asked me to do. I'm not allowed to try and sell you this. There's a bird outside. I'll try to sell it. Look. Thoth guidance, immersion, and transmission. It's going to be a course. Thoth already has picked out 5 people. This is not a free course. He says you got to have some skin in the game, and it will be intense. I'm going to be holding your hand, just being your guide and helping you move forward. So, how do you get information about that course? I will be announcing it tomorrow to the people that are already on a waiting list that want to hear first. You send me an email here. Now, don't worry about this because I put it in the description below. Here's another thing you can do. If you want to become better at channeling your own messages, you can not pay a penny. You can go to my website, RebeccaMarina.com. That's in the description below too. There are 3 gifts that I invite you to take advantage of. One of them is my 30-day prosperity course. And another one is how to make any healing technique more effective. But the one you might be interested in the most today, if you want to learn how you can get your own messages, which is my hope for everyone, then I have a free gift for you, Busting the Myths About Channeling, that gives you some tips so that everyone can start to get the messages and know they're from a high being of light. So I will see you all soon in another video. I'm not seeing any questions for Thoth in the chat box. You can put some in the comment section. Okay, so how do I perform the rituals in the book? I've done anything, never done anything like it, and I need more guidance. Well, for one thing, I have a wonderful ritual that I shared on this channel. It's about the balance of poles by Thoth. Here's what the emerald tablets are, okay? When you read, you only read a little bit of the emerald tablets. And then you wait for inspiration because it's like a lock and a key. You don't have to worry about doing the whole thing in there. It will unlock your own wisdom. It will start helping you have the memories. So take advantage of every video that I have about Thoth, because some do give the ritual and guide you through it. If you decide to take the course of the Thoth guidance and immersion, then it's very intense. We will be doing rituals every single week. It'll be 5 weeks. You can take it online, on the telephone, and it will have homework. So someone who really wants to be immersed and have a transmission of power like you just can't even believe. I don't see any more questions. I'll wait another second. And I just love doing these guidance sessions from Thoth. You know why? Because when you really get connected, it's as easy as falling off a log. It's not difficult. When you get that transmission opened up in your brain waves to connect with the high being of light, it is so easy. It's like breathing. I'm Rebecca. I help you get the messages that you need to transform your life. And it is my greatest pleasure to teach you how to get the message to transform your life. If you like this information, subscribe to this channel. Leave me a comment in the section below. And if you feel this would be beneficial to someone, please share the video. Mwah! Much love.